What? You know what, Noah? I never considered that. I never considered making the system better. Really, dude. That's the first time I've thought of that.
Well, making the system better is what you need to do is I've talked to Republicans, Democrats, Independents, talked to the Green Party, and one thing that they have all agree on is if you can make the system better, making it
Yeah,
not just one.
let's make it better. Now, how the fuck do you make it better, Noah?
How you make it better is one, you're going to redo the whole application system because right now you know how long the system is to get basically through the background check all the way to the application. You know how long it takes?
So make it go faster, right?
Make it not just go faster, but make it to where these background checks are not taking 4 to 6 years. You're getting a personal case officer to handle all this. So you're
Well,
basically getting communication with all these other
we,
countries and stuff.
we live in a society.
I
No,
just want to let
why?
you know, Noah, you sound like a Democrat, right? That's not what Republicans are advocating for. That's what the Democrats are advocating for. That's what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were trying to do.
Well, yeah, and they were trying to, but the only problem
The
is
bipartisan border bill would have done that, but Donald Trump called for people in Congress to undermine the bipartisan border bill. Can't
so
think description.
so it would have, but my personal opinion is, I believe they also should have added was basically they should have what was the what was that one bill back in 20 two or 2021 late 2021. It was another
The
border bill.
by
um
Republicans?
no, by it was led by, it was a joint one. I forget which
Tessa,
one.
thank you so much for the $25.
There's
Thank you so much on Venmo, Tessa. Thank you so
there's
much.
HR 92, which was like proposed by Republicans.
Yeah, I forget which one, but I don't know. I don't think it
Deeksha, thank you
passed the
so much. I
committee.
appreciate the 10 subs. Thank you so much, Deeksha. I appreciate
I
Thank you
don't
so
think it
much.
passed the committee. That's why I don't think it passed the
Um,
committee. But I read something that it was going to basically one, increase resources to the hotspots of the border. It was also going to, I believe, fix some of the issues that were going on the border with manpower. Because I believe,
Wait, so you want me to tell you what the wait, can you tell me one provision within the bipartisan border bill that you disagree with?
I didn't disagree with anything. I believe they should more broaden and expand on making it more, giving more funding to U.S. Customs Border Protection, and also increasing it to where it was instead of that 100,000, they should have done more because the amount of Border Patrol agents retiring and or leaving the force, they should have increased it to at least 150 to 200. Okay, over a 4 year period, so you can get the.
So the border so they wanted to increase the amount of border agents. They wanted to increase the amount of immigration judges to make the asylum process go faster. They specifically wanted what's it called? They wanted to build more wall than Trump ever built under his administration. They also specifically had a cap for the amount of people coming to the country. That's a bill that conservatives wanted for a very long time, but Donald Trump called for people in Congress to undermine because it would have made Democrats look good.
They're good, but one thing is, I personally have not seen one phone call, one text, one proof of anything that he's ever. It's all accusations until I actually see one screenshot, one voice call
Of
from
what?
of him actually calling
but but
Oliver.
but wait, but multiple Republican senators said out loud directly that Trump called them and told them not to pass the bill.
Well, I could say that I call my boss. I tell him to go fuck
Wait,
off.
Bro, he
but
literally
if
bragged about it. He said, "Blame it on me if the border bill fails."
he said, "quote blame it on me."
And I believe people in the Republican Party here for have blamed him for
But
failing, and
so do
Um,
you blame him?
I blame him
Firstly, you're
a little
amazing. Thank you
bit.
so much, Rosalie.
I do blame him
Okay.
a little bit, but at the end of the day, I will.
Why do you blame him a little bit?
Because I really wish, if I really wish he should have at least talked to not just the Speaker of the House, but Hakeem Jeffries. I believe he should have talked to them and said, "Hey, if we should unite in front, we should get this
Yeah.
shit done
So
to help to help the American people and secure the border as a whole."
I think that's what I think we agree, but the kind of broader standpoint is that if that's your position and Donald Trump was unwilling to do that because he knows that he needs to be able to run on the border as a political tool to win the election, doesn't that show you that he cares more about his political gain as opposed to like the American people?
I see that, but I also see that what I saw from 2016, from what I saw on the campaign trail, it seems like because he wasn't even a politician. He was just a businessman, and as we all know, I personally didn't think he was going to win. I really thought Hillary Clinton was going to win. I really thought that, but I woke up the next day, as a 14-year-old kid, seeing that
Wait,
he won.
what year?
2016,
Okay.
yeah, 2016. I was back in elementary school. I was
And you
surprised
and you said
because
you're how old?
Wait, why were you in
19.
That's the math
Wait,
is not math,
wait,
man.
what?
You
I
think
was in fifth
2016
grade.
was 5 years ago?
Sorry, my bad. 10 years ago, my bad.
That's a really big
Yeah,
mistake to make.
I'm not sure about that one.
That's a
Yeah,
really
you got to be above
big...
8. You got to be above 18 to join TikTok Live. You can't get Parker can get his account taken down, so got to be careful with that stuff.
Yeah, that's like a really big mistake to make. All right, let's go on to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. By the way, Harry did get banned, everyone. Harry did get banned for
Yeah,
harassment and bullying. He was bullying bigots, so
Yeah, he was being super mean, dude.
yeah, get him off the app. Seriously, dude. He's a threat to our society, our national security. Get him off.
Yeah, get him the fuck off, dude.
Seriously, I honestly we need arguments on the House floor of whether or not Harry Sisson is a national security threat.
Yeah, I need a House GOP committee right now. Guys, double tap the screen. It helps get more people in here. Follow Parker if you haven't.
Job application. Did I scare you guys?
Dude, are you
are you okay?
hold on. Every guest that comes in to a TikTok live, Parker, me, Harry, is like in a submarine, plugged into a fucking microwave, searching for rocks.
Searching for potato signals.
Dude, I swear. Like all I hear when he comes in is just like he sounds like he's in a hurricane. I'm like, dude, what is going on? Sorry, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm just worried about you guys. How are you guys gonna do without TikTok?
Why are you worried about us?
Because you guys are, I got to admit, you guys are entertaining. You guys might push bullshit, but it is good.
So then the real question is, Hunter, what are you gonna do without us?
What am I gonna do without you?
Exactly.
I'm just gonna have to find other young liberals to fucking troll.
That's really weird that you're looking for young liberals.
That is kind of strange.
Over 18, of course.
Parker, have you ever like spent your time looking for like young conservatives to just troll? You're out there.
Oh, I just think it's education.
No, I haven't done that actually. No,
it's educational.
I'll just debate any conservatives. And if anything, I prefer talking to older conservatives.
Same.
I think a lot of the younger conservatives are kind of cringe.
Same.
Actually, I think they're all cringe. But
the older conservatives are, they are top tier entertainment. I will give you that.
Okay, Hunter, can you give me a policy you like of Trump's?
Trump. Deport all the illegals, mass deportation.
I don't know why you'd call people illegals. 1, 2. How do you identify someone's undocumented?
Pretty simple. You go up. You have every single person in the country has to, go by a certain date.
Okay, so we would go up to Baron Trump and we'd force him to give up his papers.
Yes, you go up to everyone.
We'd force Baron Trump.
Yeah.
So you'd go up to Chris Mowry, right? And you'd force Chris Mowry. You know that's against the Constitution, right? You can't just force someone to give up their papers without them like having any type of probable cause of committing a crime.
Well, it's kind of like if you want to take away our guns. I don't see how that needs
really. Do you think citizens should be able to have miniguns?
What was that?
Or do you think citizens should be able to legally buy miniguns?
Absolutely.
Okay, he wants us to be playing GTA. Okay, what about tanks?
I mean, if you have the means to afford it.
Okay, what about a nuclear fucking weapon?
I mean, a nuclear weapon, I think you need a little more...
No, like, do you think Elon Musk should be able to sell his Tesla stock, right, for a nuclear fucking weapon? and legally drop it on a country. Okay.
I mean, I'm pro-capitalism, so whatever he wants to do,
What?
absolutely.
You're
Yeah, it's a
trolling. You're
troll.
totally
Dude.
trolling.
This is a troll. Yeah, it's a troll.
I ain't trolling.
I can hear him laughing, dude. I mean, he did say he just looks for conservatives or liberals to trolls. I guess that would have been like, guys, double tap the screen helps get people in here. If you haven't supported Parker, go to link in his bio. This is a good dude right here.
Appreciate you. Same thing with Chris. Everyone said thank you so much for the $10 for we wrote your name on the bar wall because we loved your Venmo comment so much. Oh, thank you so much. Yo, W writing my name on the bar wall. W Parker, get a job on the bar wall. Yo, did you vote Trump?
Sure did.
Why so?
Yeah.
Ali, thank you so much
So
for the
a
$5.
lot
Thank
of
you so much. I
reasons,
did
but
see that.
there's two recent ones.
Like what?
There's two recent ones where, okay, like really recent actually. This past week under Biden, Trump had a better relationship with North Korea towards the end, and now South Korea's president just
What indicates they had a better
did
relationship?
a marshal. South Korea's president just did a. I'm sure you're aware of this. Did a marshal
How is that related to Biden? In South Korea, by the way. That's not North Korea.
South Korea, but that they're doing that because he thought his people were being too. He thought his people were being too,
Sounds
soft
like
on North
Trump.
Korea.
That sounds like Trump. Like he's literally advocating to stay in power, right? After he lost the election or after there were proceedings against them.
Yeah, wasn't
Yeah, but he was
dissent.
never going to be able to do a marshal. And
calling it a marshal.
pardon of Hunter Biden.
Yeah. Trump
That's
just
what it's
sent false
called.
slates of electors to electoral college to cast Trump votes to try to legally steal the election.
Yeah, and I just do want to point out, like the South Korea president, his reasoning for martial law was that like there was people in the government who were bad actors and were trying to push legislation that wasn't good for the country, and so he needed to have complete and total control to root those people out. Does that sound familiar at all? That sounds really fucking familiar to me. The whole like root the vermin out and like there's bad people and all.
So, what do you think about Hunter Biden's crimes being pardoned?
I think that like
goes back
I think we can have a nuanced discussion.
He's lighting that shit up
Wait.
on the daily.
We can have a nuanced discussion about that, but like how like I the hypocrisy obviously slaps you right in the face. Like Donald Trump pardoned so many people in his inner orbit who like committed horrible crimes.
The difference is Biden pardoned them for all his future crimes too, knowing that he won't be in office for very much longer.
Wait, what? Say that again?
Didn't Biden pardon his son of all his future crimes? I heard that.
No, what? No. Biden has not sent out any preemptive pardons. No. Biden pardoned his son of the crimes that he had already committed.
How many times has he pardoned his son?
Once.
That's it? Because he's done a lot of.
Wait, can you just answer? Can you answer the question of like when Donald Trump pardoned like Michael Flynn and fucking I'm blanking right now.
He wanted to pardon people who pled guilty to violently assaulting police officers and called them patriots.
And he just like Jared Kushner's father. Wait. He pardoned Jared Kushner's father of like financial crimes and then just selected him to be a part of his administration. Like, why does none of that upset you?
Hey, so
Trump did
that police officer abusement statement. How do you feel about Tim Walz's state?
Why are you like not?
Did you see the pivot? That was crazy.
I hate debates like this where people.
No, I was going on Parker's point.
No. Can you answer both of our question, which is why do you not care when Trump pardons all these people who objectively did horrible things, and he does it for his own political gain, and the fact that these people committed crimes for Trump, like. There's a big list of people from the first Trump administration.
I am not a Trump supporter. I just voted for him in this election.
Okay, so and you said one of the reasons you voted for him, even just this week, was Joe Biden pardoning his own son. So if that's a reason, why are you not upset that Trump pardons dozens and dozens of people who commit crimes for him?
I don't support Trump. I voted for him because I thought he would be the better candidate.
But the reason we literally said, why did you vote for him? And the first reason you gave is because Joe Biden does stuff like pardon his own son. So if that's your reason,
hold on. Can I ask him, what does it mean to support a candidate?
um, agree with all their stuff. Agree with their stuff.
So you don't support any candidate except for yourself because you don't agree with everyone 100%.
Not
That's
it. I
fucking
mean, I
insane.
do. I kind of agree with Vivek
So
Ramaswamy. I
I
like
think
him a lot.
like if you vote for someone, that would be like supporting them, right?
Like how dumb you're sounding saying that this is the reason I voted for him when this stuff
You
came
were.
out
It
after
was
the
the
election was
first.
over.
It was the
You
first
voted
thing.
for the sexual abuser. You
Yeah, I don't
voted for
know.
the
I
guy
don't know about
who
all that.
literally
I don't know
bragged
about
about
all that.
grabbing women by the vagina without asking, walking into changing rooms of naked teenage girls because he quote unquote owns the place. You voted for a guy that restricted women's access to abortion, even instances they've been assaulted because he left it up to the states. You voted for a guy that denies climate science, right? Says the climate's going to start cooling and that science just doesn't know it yet. You voted for a guy that advocated for literally fucking engaging in putting disinfectant in your body through injection.
Didn't
Okay.
Tim Walz want
A guy who
tampons in boys'
advocated for nuking
bathrooms?
hurricanes, putting reptiles and alligators and stuff in the Rio Grande so that if immigrant children fell in the water, they would die like it's Bowser's fucking castle. That's what your candidate advocated for and
This
voted
is
for.
exactly
Literally pushed
why.
for.
This is exact. Okay, I sounded stupid saying I'm not a
This is
Trump
why
supporter. I gave
people
him a
voted for
vote.
Trump. He wanted to create Bowser's castle at the border.
All right, hey, can you stop mocking me, please?
Go ahead.
I sounded stupid when I said I wasn't a Trump supporter. A vote is a support, but I am not your average MAGA, Trump glazer that he's always right. Everything he does and says is right. Nothing he ever does is wrong. I think he's I don't think he has said and potentially done some terrible things. But I'm by no means just your average MAGA supporter.
Okay. What does that mean?
Like when I said I supported him by giving a vote, but I don't
When you
I'm
say
not
average MAGA supporter, do you mean like a
average
person
MAGA supporter.
who follows Trump like a cult?
Yeah,
So you're saying MAGA is a cult?
no.
Wait,
I'm
but you
saying
just said the average Trump supporter follows Trump like a cult.
not actually, but over exaggerating. He's always right. He's never wrong. Everything he does and says is always right. And I'm not like that. You know what I mean?
But is that the average MAGA supporter?
No, but I'm not to that extent.
So what do you mean by
see a
the
lot
average?
like that.
What do
I
you
see
mean
a
you're
lot
not like
like that.
So what do you mean you're not like the average MAGA supporter?
I'm like a swing vote. I'm not the average MAGA
You're
supporter.
a swing vote, but like sexual abuse didn't swing you away. Trying to coup the country didn't swing you away. A Muslim ban didn't swing you away. Mass deportation
Another thing.
using racial profiling didn't.
Last election. Hey, last election, Biden versus Trump. All the Trump supporters were.
Go ahead, Chris.
Sorry, thank you. This kind of question kind of related to this. So, Ryan, do you think that do you think that January 6th was like a attempt? Do you support something like January 6th, or do you see it as like a direct attack against our democracy?
Talking about the raid at the Capitol.
Yes.
No, I think it was not right, and Trump did tweet out, "Get out of there! Stop raiding."
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. There's actually 100.
He actually did.
When did he do that?
On the same day, he said he was tweeting stuff saying "Get out," but he also
so
didn't advocate for doing it.
Lucky for you, there's hold on really quickly. Lucky for you, there's a bipartisan House committee report that wrote about all the timeline of this, and there's actually 186 minutes where Donald Trump said absolutely nothing. And the only time he ever sent a video telling anyone explicitly to get out was at 4:20 something p.m. The first barrier to the Capitol was breached at 1:10 p.m. exactly. So Donald Trump just said nothing for multiple hours. I mean, in the middle there.
I don't think Democrats have a leg to stand on when it comes to rioting.
Okay, well, regardless of that, insane pivot right there. You said previously that you actually really like Vivek Ramaswamy.
I do.
Okay, Vivek Ramaswamy says that the January 6ers need to be pardoned, and that January 6th was not that bad, and blah blah.
Okay, I don't agree with everything he says.
Okay, well, that's also interesting because that's his position right now. But on January 8th,
January 6th, 2020 is not relevant right now.
Well, I'm asking you it is, first of all, it's relevant in the democracy conversation. It's important to note that Vivek Ramaswamy said less than a week after January 6th, 2021, quote, "What's plain and simple," and then talked about how Donald Trump was a disgrace. And then he changed his position to say that January 6th was not bad and the J6ers need to be
W's for
you
Sid
know,
in the comments.
pardoned.
Thank you, Sid.
So which position do we support?
All right. All I'm going to say is, if you want to get into the rioting standpoint, we can get into the rioting standpoint. And you lose that 10 times out of 10.
Why did Vivek Ramaswamy change his position on January 6th?
Probably the backlash he was getting.
Or maybe, for power, right? Because he couldn't
Vivek
work.
Ramaswamy is somebody that has ideas that a Republican would like, and he has not done crazy outlandish
Well, do you think it's a problem that he's willing to like change?
So he's in Trump's cabinet right now.
Yeah. Do you think it's important that he's like willing to change like such a position as big as January 6th that he originally said was downright abhorrent, horrible for our country, and he's willing to change it just to have a place at the table with Trump? He's willing to change it for power?
Yes, I think that's fine.
Oh, you think that's okay?
I think it's not that big of a deal.
Oh,
I really don't think it's that big of a deal.
Okay.
Maybe he just had a change of heart or a change of thought.
Okay.
I mean, he wanted to be in a cabinet to get his name out there, and he wanted to be in the future elections because he's not popular enough, even though if a lot of Trump supporters, Republicans, got into this,
Nice.
like did more research into him, they would like him because he's easier to defend than Trump.
Okay, so it's okay that he changes his position on democracy because he hasn't said racist stuff like Trump has. He hasn't said sexist. He hasn't said like outlandish stuff like Trump has. He's Indian himself. Okay. Do you think it's were you upset that did you feel like Kamala Harris changed her position on things?
No, I mean,
okay.
On what stuff in particular?
Well, no, some conservatives a lot of conservatives I've talked to get upset because they feel like she's changed position on things. So I was just curious if that was one.
I mean, it's kind of hard to know being she doesn't really, she doesn't really answer questions.
And also, okay, well, going back, you actively admit that Trump has said like racist things and is sexist. And
yes, I mean, but this is so long ago, and I know it was still wrong, and it doesn't make it any better. But realistically, nobody in this live would be as bad as he said it. But if you're at the top of New York, have all that money, you're not gonna be the most responsible at 20, 30 years old.
So do you think it's like a problem that he like he hasn't, when he is found liable for sexual abuse, he like brags about it and like defames that same woman? I mean, he went on his own social media site at like 3 a.m. and posted like 20 to 30 times an hour talking about how gross, disgusting, and abhorrent she is. Which again, we're building a culture of where sexual abuse in America is just acceptable because like the president of the United States gets away with it. So like, why not? But like, again, it's not like this is just like a mistake where he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I did X, Y, Z. He's like actively defending it and bragging about it.
Okay. All right.
Wait, Jack Bauer's mom just said TikTok was purchased?
Yeah, I just saw that too. I'm
what?
looking that up.
By who?
I don't know if that's true. I'm looking it up.
Chat, can I get a chat? No, wait.
Yeah, Chris, don't you like
Trump lost? Thank you so much. I appreciate the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
They just got absolutely clapped in the Big Ten championship.
Okay, I don't think they have. I'm looking it up right now. I don't see anything.
I don't. Yeah. Someone says Disney. Where is this? I don't see anything about this. Yeah, so I'm not a Penn State fan. I have no idea where you got that. 44 minutes ago.
There is like a random claim.
Viral claim debunked 44 minutes ago.
You were talking about how it was like sad that they lost or whatever.
No, I was talking about Harry because Harry's a Penn State fan. Now, listen, why do you think it's okay that Donald Trump like still brags about sexual abuse?
He still does. When was the last time he said something like that?
Okay, well, like it was on the campaign trail less than a month before an election where he tries to file a suit essentially to get rid of to appeal his being found liable for sexual abuse, and he gets on a stage and he's talking about other women who have accused him of sexual abuse, and he's talking about one particular story, and he talks about the claim, and then he says, quote, I'm going to be completely honest, and they're not going to like this, but it's the truth. I wouldn't have done that because she wouldn't have been the chosen one. She wouldn't have been the chosen one. So like, do you
It's not
find that?
bragging about
Do
doing
you,
something.
do
That's
you
saying
think
you
that?
didn't do it.
Do you think that? Well, really? Wow, that's saying you didn't do it. Okay. Do you think that
Well,
that's
he
an
did.
Do you think that's an acceptable claim to make?
Okay, no, he said it in a very terrible way, but
Okay.
he's
But
saying
like
that
you
he would not
understand
have
that,
done that
yeah,
to her.
right. So he said it in a very terrible way, and when he, defamed, when he talked, over 30 times an hour on his own social media site about how gross and disgusting this woman was, he was found liable for defaming the woman he sexually abused, and in all these things. He also said previously, to The Hill in 2019 when he was originally accused by Agent Carroll, he said, "quote I wouldn't have done that because she's not my type." Number one.
Okay.
Right. So
Okay.
like in those being horrible things, you understand that those have like real consequences for like people in the United States.
I understand that. He's just terrible at like saying,
Yeah, but
like trying to defend this. He's just,
yeah, but like why is that not like a deal breaker?
Okay, because he's saying he didn't do it. He's saying it in a bad way, but at the end of the day, he's saying he didn't do it.
Okay, so like you're not concerned that there's like a lot of people
Oh yes, I'm so happy this person joined.
Are you not
They said
Let's
Parker
go.
censored
Hey.
me because I'm a young, educated Republican. Yo,
Hey,
Johnny,
Parker.
Yo,
many
Johnny,
con-
let's cook these
how many
frauds.
continents are there?
Hey, Parker.
There's
How,
Hey.
how many continents, Johnny?
Hey, Parker. First of all, I love what you're doing, and I
Oh, Johnny, I appreciate you.
Yo,
Wait,
what?
and Ryan, how many did you say?
7.
Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah, I think that like you're supporting like a culture of like building a culture of sexual abuse. I think that's wrong.
Oh, I'm not. I'm really not.
Okay.
Don't accuse me of doing something like that ever again, please.
I'm not accusing you. I'm telling you that like I don't think that people who voted for Trump are like actively like intentionally doing that, but it's certainly happening, and you are actively defending the fact that it is happening. So I would argue that your vote builds a culture of sexual abuse in America. And when when I go out to bars in North Georgia and I'm with a bunch of frat dudes and they find it acceptable to touch women any type of way because the Republican nominee gets away with it, and women are going through the most tragic experiences of their life, it's people like fucking you who should feel fucking ashamed for ever defending it.
Hey, so not that this is okay, but I think that's going to happen no matter who's elected as president.
What?
Like,
You understand that he was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, so he
I'm
emboldens
not-
people
okay,
who are
Parker,
who have done this.
You're yapping.
Rosalie, thank you so much for the
talking about
$20. What do you
something
mean?
else.
What do you mean? I'm fucking yapping. I'm acknowledging the fact that Donald Trump being held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman creates a culture where people who literally have done those things are more likely to be able to get around that accountability for those types of things. Because Donald Trump didn't have to take accountability. It's the fact that people are willing to accept those things in society.
If anything,
Rosalie,
I'm
thank
not
you so much. I
advocating for
appreciate it.
that
Thank
because
you.
I actually hate to see that. Anytime I see that, I step in and I say something about it.
But you voted for him. But you voted for him.
Yeah, again, like I'm not.
You didn't say something. You didn't talk out. You didn't fucking try to do anything
I did.
good in this scenario.
I did.
You actively
Yeah, I did.
supported the
Yeah, I
man who
did.
did this.
Yeah, I did. No, every time I see that in person, I do something about it because that's not.
Who'd you
okay.
vote for
It's
in the
just
Republican
harassment.
primary?
Huh?
Who'd you vote for in the Republican primary?
Donald Trump.
There we go. That's what I fucking mean. He could have voted against Donald Trump, someone who wasn't held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, who had his same policy, but he decided to support Donald Trump over him. Wow, you say that you're such a fucking guy that doesn't support those things, but even when you're given the chance without supporting policy of the other side, you literally didn't do it.
Hey,
That's fucking insane.
Remember when I said that I don't support everything Trump says and does?
Yeah, but you
Remember
voted
that?
for him
But-
over other Republicans?
Yeah, and that's like part of the problem. Is like I said that
Republicans aren't gonna win.
I'm not saying like the thing you're actively doing though is you're like, oh, I don't support everything he does, but then it seems like you're actively like fighting me when I say like, oh, he says these horrible things and brags about it, and you're like, oh, it's not that big a deal.
I didn't say it wasn't that big of a deal.
You said, oh, he's not bragging about it, and like, yeah, he says bad things, but like, it just seems like you're
What
just
I
not.
what I said was he's saying he didn't do it in a terrible way.
Okay.
He's saying he didn't do it in a terrible way. He needs to use his choice of words better. Instead of saying she's not my type, he should say, I didn't do it. I'm not into her. I would never have done that.
I do also just want to point out that again, like when you talk about like the basic requirements, things that we hold valuable for someone running for president of the United States, it's like we're talking about him like spam posting on his own social media site about a woman who accused him of sexual abuse. We're talking about him saying, oh, it's pretty clear you should use like a different choice of words. Like, I don't know. I just think like the president of the United States should be fucking more capable than like my Uncle John in terms of like what to say and not to say. Yeah, everyone gaffes. Like, but I
mean,
love
wasn't
Joe.
Biden
I really like Joe Biden. Like, I probably like Joe Biden more than Parker does. But like, Joe Biden is obviously gaff prone. He's been gaff prone his entire career. But like, there's a difference between like gaffing and being like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, blah blah blah. And there's a difference between like saying the most abhorrent, racist, fucking garbage and doubling down on it.
What does Trump said that was? Can you educate me on that?
Yeah, sure. So, like, how about when he said they're eating, they're in Springfield
I
eating
heard.
the
Yeah,
taxi?
I know about that.
Yeah, I would say that's racist. Yes.
I would too.
Okay. There you go. Glad I educated you.
No, I already knew about that.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you disagree with Trump doing that. I don't know why you'd still support him after hearing all of these things.
Just because he's a president that doesn't have a good personality, where he's going to be able to keep the country afloat in his first term, he did well.
You understand that, like, the country is made up of a bunch of people who aren't fucking white, right? So, like, if the
hell does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, it has to do with anything, because if you're spewing like a bunch of racist things about immigrants and communities like Springfield, immigrants are being actively
illegal immigrants need to leave now.
Okay. Because I don't think I could like talk about like the morality around the standpoint you just made, but like I'm not sure that would be incredibly.
Well, how about this?
I'm not. Let me ask you this: do you know that it would be like incredibly economically detrimental for a mass deportation to occur?
Wait, can I actually?
If they have been in here illegally, but they haven't done anything terrible over the past years, I say let them stay. But the ones that are going to continue to come in,
well, you don't even support Trump's position on that. So.
What?
Like, that's not what Trump wants, and it's also going to throw us like straight into a recession.
No. Okay. There needs to be.
Okay. So I also just want to reference the go back onto the grape culture point. Donald Trump literally said that E. Jean Carroll wasn't the quote unquote chosen one, and said that he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote unquote not his type. But then in a deposition, mistook her with his ex-wife. So he consistently engages in sexism, racism. Right, he consistently engages in plenty of different types of bigotry unapologetically and continually.
You're trying to get me to defend him for that, and I'm not going to.
No, but like that's the guy you're supporting still. You just support him in despite of that, in despite of him bragging about grabbing women by the vagina, in despite of him bragging about walking in shoes naked.
Dean?
You understand that there's a total distinction between acknowledging that you've done bad things in the past, apologizing, doing better, advocating for other people to do the same, and educating other people and educating yourself. There's active distinctions between those things. Donald Trump has never acknowledged his behavior, never advocated against those things, never educated himself and other people to get rid of those different types of prejudices and biases.
You're right.
So yes, we can acknowledge that Dean has done bad things. Like when he was younger, he has said slurs,
when he said the,
and those things were bad.
When he tried to set up
when he was younger
program.
I also want to point out, Ryan, you're in a bad.
Wait, you think he was 17? You think he was 16 and 15?
No, not quite. He was in his 20s though. Not too. When he said the stuff, he was in his 20s.
He was not in his 20s. No.
No, like when. That's when he was like.
Him saying immigrants, right?
Well, I know
Haitian
that
migrants are eating cats and dogs. That was not when he was 20 years old.
Yeah, I know.
Him calling people by the N-word on The Apprentice was not when he was 20 years old, right? Or even younger, right? Him specifically saying that black people have a trait of laziness, that was not when he was 20 years old, right? What are you talking about? His racism was not when he was 20 years old, not when he was 15 years old, and he has not had a history of arguing against that, saying that what he did was bad, actively educating other people to be anti-racist, right? He doesn't have that history. He's continually engaged in this racism throughout his entire life, without apologizing, without doing better, without educating people to be anti-racist, and without being anti-racist himself.
I am not supporting Trump because of the guy he is. I'm supporting Trump because of the stuff he wants to do with this country, cutting down the borders.
Haley, thank you for $20. Thank you, Haley.
Roe v. Wade with the abortion, stand.
So wait, are you Christian?
Yeah.
So you think abortion? Okay, so do you think women should have restricted access to abortion in elective circumstances?
I think that there should be circumstances where they can get one, but I don't think they should be able to just get one whenever they want.
Elective circumstances.
Yeah, I think if they get raped, or if they're under a certain age, or if it's going to harm the woman
I'll give you an
to give
example.
birth.
My girlfriend gets pregnant from us engaging in consensual intercourse. Should she be able to get access to an abortion in the first trimester legally?
No.
No. Okay. So does God restrict women's access to abortion?
God
If you should
gave
be
everybody
like
free will.
God, and God doesn't
gives
restrict women's access to
what?
abortion, why should you?
God gives people free will, and then he'll
Yeah, so you
judge
should
you on
too.
that.
You should too, right? You should be like God.
I'm not taking away anybody's free will. It's not work. That's not
Wait,
something I can
when
do.
you make it illegal, that actively is taking away people's free will.
Yeah,
Fish
I
Dad
don't think.
Mustache, thank you.
Do you think God supports abortion? Do you really think that's...
You can say that God is against it and thinks it's wrong, push the Panther Paws, but that doesn't mean it should be illegal. You can think it's wrong, but that doesn't mean it should be illegal, right?
Give
God
me
does
a
not
reason.
restrict women's access to abortion. You shouldn't restrict women's access to abortion. Plain and simple. You should do as God does.
You know what you're doing when you're not. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yo,
Yeah.
Sid with the $60 on
Yo,
Venmo.
W,
Thank you so
massive
much.
W's.
Can we get some W's for Sid in the comment section right now? Kay, thank you so much for the hand art. I'm happy you exist and are speaking up for women's rights as a victim. You are inspirational. Thank you so much, Sid. I really appreciate that. Thank you so
I'm
much.
so
It's very
sorry
kind.
about that.
Right.
It's very kind. Thank you
Right.
so much, Sid.
W's for Sid in the chat, massive W's. Ryan, can I ask you a question? Like the maternal mortality rate in the United States, meaning women who die while pregnant, while giving birth, or shortly
think-
after,
yeah.
is like we rank 55th, which is last in the developed world according to CDC. But also, more importantly, like in states with very restrictive abortion laws after Roe v. Wade was overturned, that maternal mortality rate is like much higher. So in Texas, the maternal mortality rate is over 40 per 100,000, and for reference, in
No.
Canada. In Canada, it's 8 per 100,000, and so like a lot of doctors in these states are like unwilling to give basic.
Did you
health.
not hear me like just say that I think they should be able to get one if it's potentially going to harm the
Yeah,
person
but I'm
giving
saying
birth?
okay. So okay. The problem with that is like I live in Georgia. We have a 6-week abortion ban, but our laws, like a lot of those laws, even that you're referring to with exceptions, are very vague and confusing and purposely written that way. And so doctors don't want to have to consult with attorneys to do their jobs, and they'd rather leave the state. So what's happening is like in Georgia, half our counties don't have OBGYNs. Do you know what an OBGYN is?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, for an OBGYN for a lot of women is like not most women go to the OBGYN not for abortion, right? It's a basic healthcare provider, like the doctor, your primary care doctor. Like a lot of women's primary care doctor is an OBGYN. They may go get something like a pap smear at an OBGYN. They may go just get a basic health care checkup. And a lot of women in my state are driving over an hour. I've talked to women over 2 hours to see a primary care doctor. Because again, a lot of doctors are just leaving this state because they don't want to work under circumstances where they have to consult with attorneys to do their job. So like, I have a question just after all of that. What have you ever heard that the maternal mortality rate in the United States is that high?
No.
Okay, but like, and that's what's really confusing to me is it's like.
So I got a question for you though.
Wait, before you ask, and this is like genuine. If this is supposed to be the greatest country on earth, and women are dying at astronomical rates because they have lack of access to care. Not even talking about the women who are pregnant and can't get access to care, or who are assaulted. There's a 7th grade girl in Mississippi who was assaulted in her own backyard and had to carry the baby to term. Not talking about any of that, just the maternal mortality rate. You claim to be so pro-life because you care about fucking life, but you've never talked about the fact that women in the United States are dying at a rate 5 to 10 times higher than anywhere else in the developed world in places like Texas. Like, it's like, oh, you claim to care about life, and I call fucking bullshit. If women are dying so often from lack of access to healthcare more than anywhere else in the
I
world,
already told you my view on this.
Okay, but the view relates directly to abortion. They're dying because of abortion bans.
Okay.
Jalen, thank you for the $5. Thank you, and Andre,
you
thank you for the dollar.
you two are doing good. You have a big following. A lot of people love you. Do you love your lives?
What'd you say? Say that again.
You guys have huge followings? A lot of people like you. Do you love your lives?
Sure.
Like
Okay.
when you say lives, like, do you mean like my life in general, right? Or do you mean
Yeah, do
like
you love your
live, like the TikTok live?
No, do you love your life?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So do you think if Trump's abortion plan would have been together all through American history, there would have been more people like you, more people advocating, or like
Whoa, dude, what the fuck?
would you wish life if your parents would have aborted you, you wouldn't have
Well, I
came
think
to
I
be.
think I think my
if
mom
my-
should have had the choice.
Yeah, if my mom aborted me, I wouldn't give a fuck
That's
because
crazy.
I
Because I
wouldn't.
wouldn't
What
fucking
the
exist
hell?
to give a
What
fuck.
the hell?
Ryan,
What the-
Ryan,
I'm saying
you
what-
wouldn't
What
exist.
the fuck?
I'm
Ryan,
saying
think
what-
can
Thank
I
you,
explain it to
thank
him this
you,
way? Sorry,
Parker,
Chris.
thank
I just
you.
need to.
No, it's fine.
So Ryan, if your parents didn't choose to have sex at that very second where they had sex with, would that have been
Holy
wrong?
shit, bro. Oh
If
my
they didn't
God.
have sex at that specific time, would that have been wrong? Because it wouldn't have produced you. You wouldn't fucking exist. Would that have been wrong?
Flabbergasted.
Would it have been
I'm
wrong for one
flabbergasted.
of your parents to be like, "Yeah, I don't want to keep going"?
I am flabbergasted.
Dude,
Wow,
this guy-
you're a fucking idiot. Answer the
Yeah,
question.
dude. Oh my god.
Answer the question, right? I'm
If they would
asking
have
you a
stopped,
specific
if they would
question.
have stopped, yeah, no, that would not have been wrong. That
Okay, but
happens
you
a
wouldn't
lot.
fucking exist. So is that confusing to you?
That's not taking
Mackenzie,
away the
thank you so
baby
much
that's
for the
already
dollar. Thank you,
fertilized an
Mackenzie.
egg.
Dude, the whole and to Parker's point, the whole reason I said I wouldn't give a fuck was logically like I wouldn't be alive, so
Yeah, dude.
I couldn't care. Regardless of that standpoint, again, the crazy pivot from like these abortion bans are causing more women in the United States to die at an exponential rate because they don't have access to basic fucking healthcare, and the guy who's pro-life and cares so much about life doesn't have anything to say about it. Can you please say something about that?
Say that again.
Yeah, so women in the United States, the maternal mortality rate is one of the worst in the developed world. And where these abortion bans exist, like Texas, like Georgia, like Mississippi, like Alabama, women are dying at rates so much higher than the rest of the country. The maternal mortality rate. Most of these women are electively getting pregnant. They want to have children, but healthcare services in their area don't exist.
Andrea, thank you for the dollar. Thank you so
In
much.
Georgia, half our counties don't have OBGYNs because primary care doctors don't want to work under these conditions because our abortion laws are vague and confusing. You have to consult with attorneys to do your job. So what do you have to say to the fact that like women in Texas are dying at a rate fucking 5 times higher than in Canada because they don't have access to basic healthcare? Like, why do you not care about that? It relates directly
I
to abortion
already
bans.
told you that I agree with you on this.
Okay, so but the thing is, in Texas, it's the maternal mortality rate has increased 42% from 2019 to 2022 compared to 11% nationally. So it directly relates to the abortion ban. So like,
Yeah,
what are you going to do about the fact that doctors don't feel comfortable working in these states?
there's nothing I can do about it.
Okay, so you're saying that you're advocating, you think that it's acceptable. It is acceptable to ban abortion if the outcome is that like women in the United States have some of the worst health outcomes in the developed world. It's just the price we pay. Is that your?
Hey, do you know about how many abortions happen?
Wait, no.
happen
We
in
can
the
talk
US
about
per
that,
year?
but it's a yes or no question. Is that the price we pay in your world to ban abortion? That women have the worst health outcomes in the developed world?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it's just, and that doesn't fucking talk about the 7th grade girl in Mississippi who's assaulted her own. These are all primarily people.
This is crazy because I already said that they should be able to get it. Okay.
These are all, yeah, but the thing is, that's not what you're advocating for. That's not the Republican position. I'm talking about maternal mortality rates where women are getting pregnant and want to be pregnant and are dying because they don't have access to healthcare. That does not include people like fucking Deborah in Florida who's 22 weeks pregnant, who wanted to get pregnant. Her child has a very rare condition. 2 doctors say you need an abortion. That claim is denied because hospitals and doctors don't want to take the risk, don't want to take the legal risk. And so she falls into a severe depression, undergoes a tremendous amount of pain, and the baby is born and fucking dies on the table struggling to breathe. There are thousands of women like this across the country being traumatized every single day. Babies being born, dying on the fucking table. A 7th grade girl being assaulted in her own backyard, and the government says, go fuck yourself. You just have to deal with it. I don't think you're conceptualizing well how healthcare ties into abortion, and it is fucking absurd. This is an absurd position to take.
Okay. So, the gift of life is a great thing. How many abortions happen per year?
I have no idea, dude.
Wait, do you think rape victims should be able to get access to abortion?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, so what do you mean by life, right? Like life. I have a question. Do you think
The gift of
families
life.
do you think a family should be able to pull the plug on an individual in their family that's brain dead?
I do, and I said that there should be exceptions of
But there's
abortion.
cellular life.
The regular
But they-
person that is on track to deliver a good baby, it's going to be healthy. Everybody's supposed to be healthy, I think, and they did it. Yeah, and they're above a certain age, they should have to have the baby. It's a choice they made.
You understand that's cellular life, though, right? Like someone who's brain dead, right? They have cellular life. They have a heartbeat. So do you think a family should be able to pull the plug, or do you think they should be sent to prison because you think it's murder?
Nobody's going to be sent to prison for abortion. Okay.
You don't think
I
people
think
should go to
if
prison
the
for
child
abortion?
is going to be,
So
I
you
think
don't
if
you
the
don't think
child is going to
murderers
be
should go
brain
to
dead,
so you don't think murderers should go to prison?
I think murderers of an already living being should go to prison.
Okay, so the push the stage. Thank you so much. So do you think women who get abortion should go to prison?
No, we're
Then
already
you're
a living
pro-choice.
being.
Then you're pro-choice.
No, because they're not already a living being.
What the fuck, dude? I'm gonna go insane.
They're not already a living
I'm
being.
gonna go insane, dude. You said people who get abortion shouldn't go to prison, right? That means you're
Okay,
pro-choice.
I think they should if the baby is supposed to be delivered on time in a good condition, everything's supposed to be fine because it's a choice they made, but there should be exceptions, like you said. Like if the woman is not going to be okay, if the baby is not going to be okay, if they've been raped, if they are under a certain age, I think that should be stuff taken to consideration. Right? I don't think that nobody should be able to get one because that's absurd. I don't think
Okay,
that
so again, right, in the context of like a scenario where my girlfriend gets pregnant, right? You're saying that she should be able to legally get access to abortion in the first trimester?
is the baby going to be okay? Is she going to be okay? Is she
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
okay? Yeah, I don't think she should be able to get one.
So it should be illegal.
I do think
I
so.
think part of the issue really quickly about this is like how government actually functions and being pragmatic, right? So like the 7th grade girl in Mississippi who was assaulted in her own backyard. You believe she should be able to get an abortion?
I do. I think she should be able to get one.
How, did I just like die? Can I not hear anybody?
No, you're here.
Can you hear me,
Um,
Parker?
Yes.
I think that the 7-year-old girl should absolutely be able
sorry.
to get one.
Now-
It's like,
now I can hear
yeah,
Oh, so you say yes?
yes.
Okay,
Obviously,
well,
I've said so many times
well,
there should be exceptions.
I understand, but part of the problem and how government actually functions is that everything's a line drawing exercise, and what works best for society is not always perfect. It may not be perfect in your view, but like you can't get an abortion at all in Mississippi. There are no abortion care providers. So like, not only is it not known how you even get an exception in Mississippi because the government won't tell people how to get an exception, it's gross as it is, but there is not a single abortion provider in Mississippi. So you may have a view that there should be exceptions for rape, but that is not the position you are voting on.
Yeah,
It doesn't
Chris,
exist.
by the way, I'll be right back. I need to grab something from downstairs
Okay.
real quick. I gave you mod power, so you have the ability to add people up, kick them off, and
Thanks,
whatnot.
appreciate it. Guys, double tap the screen. We love Parker. Parker did a job. He's a good guy. I met him in person one time in Las Vegas. Dude was off the rock. Did you guys know but Parker in person? It's like 5'4". Anyways, yeah, no, but it's like not a pragmatic position to take because it doesn't exist.
Yeah. So, would you wish the gift of life? Can you actually look that up? Like how many abortions happen per year, please?
Sure.
Because it's going to be a crazy number. I already know that.
Okay. It says 73 million worldwide.
Okay.
In the United States, 613,000 in 2022.
613,000.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how many people that is, and there's probably 20,000 of those. I should have been part of my exceptions, right? But the other 600,000 or 590 something thousand, you know how many people that is? How much lives that could have been? How
Okay,
many
yeah, but
happy beings that could have been?
Yeah, but the vast majority of those like are not valuable. Like they were terminated far before they were valuable life. So
Well, they were going to be valuable life.
okay, but they were not. So
They were going to be.
okay, well I don't give a fuck, right?
You don't give a fuck they were going to be a valuable life, and then they got executed in the mother's womb. You don't give a fuck.
When do you think?
You don't give a
Yes,
fuck? You don't
correct.
give a
I think
fuck.
if you
yeah, that's crazy.
yes, and believe it or not, if before 24 weeks, if somebody has an abortion before 20 or 24 weeks, 22 weeks, far before that time, no, I do not care if they have an abortion.
No, you
Now,
said you
now
don't
I
care
do
that
want
they're
to
going to be a living
point,
being.
and I do want to point out, and this may be
You
my
said
own
you don't
point.
care that they're going to be a living being.
I do want to put. Oh my god, dude, you are so fucking insufferable. I do want to point out quickly because I don't want to make it seem. I don't want to make it seem like abortion is an easy thing to do because there are not just women out there just getting abortions when they feel like it. It's a very hard, difficult thing to choose to do. But again, I'm not going to play this fucking game where you're like, oh, do you care about life or not? You're not being fucking pragmatic at all. So like you're like, oh, I don't support. I support like exceptions in some scenarios. That doesn't exist. Either you support a position of Roe v. Wade being reinstated, or you support complete and total bans because that is the Republican position. So like the 7th grade girl in Mississippi, what you're voting on is that she should be forced to carry the baby to term.
Okay. I did not know about this case at all. The 7-year-old girl in Mississippi. That is terrible that happened to her. I wouldn't wish that upon anybody ever.
Yeah, but like that's happening
Okay.
that happens all around the country. Like we've seen studies that there have been well over 10,000 pregnancies from grape-related cases in Texas since Roe v. Wade was overturned, and I just underestimated that because I'm not sure I necessarily agree with how the study was performed. Regardless of that, there are thousands, tens of thousands of women who are having pregnancies after being assaulted. That is the Republican position is for that to happen.
Which is terrible, right? But we just pointed out 600,000 living
It's just the
beings
cost.
that
It's
could have
just the
been.
cost. It's just the cost we pay for you to feel morally fucking good about yourself to just treat women like shit. I'm glad. I hope you feel good.
I treat women like shit. Is that right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you just walk around here like,
Yeah,
oh,
by voting for Donald Trump. Yeah.
the moral
Yeah.
position. I know what the moral position is, and everyone should follow it. And I'm trying to save you, but no one's listening. Who fucking who?
Who the fuck is this guy? All right. Yeah, you're kind of Parker. While you were gone, you know what this guy said. I said, "Do you care that they were going to be a living being, and they would have the gift of life?" And he said, "I do not give a fuck." That's what he said. Hey,
Say that one more
true?
time. Sorry, say that one more time. I didn't hear you.
He said that I asked they were going to have a gift of life. The child, there would have been 600,000 about lives that 600,000 people that would have had the gift of life, approximately, which is a crazy amount of people. Think about 600,000. And he said, "I do not give a fuck."
That is not.
That is
what
exactly what
here,
happened.
dude,
That is
wait,
exactly what
wait,
happened.
hold on. Can I rephrase it for a
yes.
moment?
I'm gonna let just really quickly. I do want to point out you said that, and I said the vast majority were terminated before science concludes their valuable life. And he said,
No, you said it after. You said it after.
And then you
wait,
said
here,
you
let
said
me
you said they
rephrase it
were
for
going to be
Ryan real
valuable
quick.
life, and I don't care.
Chris, I got this.
He was defending
So
with his wife.
hold up, Ryan, can you listen for a second? I just want to tell you my thoughts about this. Here's what I would have said. I think this is a better way to phrase it. I don't give a fuck. Right, you know that mostly you're talking about non-sentient individuals. I care about sentience.
Mostly, yeah, mostly.
So let me rephrase it for
mostly.
you. I don't give a fuck about non-sentient embryos. I care about sentient women who are having experiences who are literally fucking dying because they can't get access to basic health care. Okay, appreciate. Thank you so much. That's the reality of the matter. Is that you care more about non-sentient embryos and zygotes, single-cell organisms, than you care about sentient women who are living, breathing, right? Who have
like respect. You're a fucking idiot.
I'm an idiot.
Okay,
really, Ryan. I'm gonna ask you a basic set of fucking questions. How many branches of government are there?
3.
What are they?
Legislative, judicial, and executive. That's
Okay,
the last question I'm answering. You're not going to keep asking me questions.
No. How about this? Name 3 Trump economic policies he influenced to get passed.
Shit, Roe v. Wade.
That's not an economic policy, you dumbass.
Oh shit, that's what he was trying to pass.
That's not an economic policy. Give me 3 economic policies.
Wait, Donald Trump was trying to pass Roe v. Wade
as an economic policy, by the way.
He was trying to.
Yeah, Roe versus Wade. Not only is that what he was advocating against because he put people in the Supreme Court to overturn it, but you also are saying that's an economic policy. Like what the fuck?
That's what I meant. No, that's what I meant. I meant like he was trying to like.
That's not an economic policy, Ryan.
Okay, well, I cannot name 3 of them off the top of my head.
Yeah,
no.
so you say I'm dumb, but you can't even name an economic policy of Trump's.
No, you won't hear me out here. I'm saying you're dumb just because of the sole reason that you said that you paired all. No, you paired all women. You kind of made it seem like all women were going to die if they would have gave birth.
No, I never said that.
Saying that you
Kiara, thank you for $3. I never said that. Wow, are you really that stupid? You can't track the conversation? Because type 3 in the comment section if you were smart enough to track the conversation and to know that I didn't say that. Type 3 in the comment section.
Yeah.
Like I just wanna see it. Like that's crazy. That's actually insane.
You said okay, but in this conversation I was having with him, we didn't say anything about.
Do you see that?
We didn't. Well, yeah, Parker. Obviously, your audience is gonna agree with you. What?
Well, it's like you know that most people
Breaking
in the
news.
live,
Hey,
you know most
breaking
people
news.
breaking
Parker's
news, you
already
know
against.
breaking news. Most people in the live do not follow me, dipshit.
News. On Parker's live, people agree with Parker.
Most people,
Isn't that crazy?
I just want to let you know, most people in the live are not following me.
Yeah, but they probably still support you.
Well, because TikTok is more left wing.
Breaking news. Parker's live supports Parker.
Breaking news:
People in
Parker's live thinks Ryan's an idiot. Breaking news.
breaking news. Ryan does not give a fuck.
Breaking news: Ryan couldn't tell us an economic policy of Trump's.
Breaking
Caitlin, thank you
news.
for
Parker
the
is
dollar. Kiara, thank you for the $3. Lilith, thank you so much for the $10. Mariah, thank you so much for the $2 for being an idiot. Yeah, I care about women. I don't care about embryos. Okay, I'm sorry. So does
what
that hurt
was
your
said.
feelings? Do you need to like
There
run
was
to your little
nothing
safe
said.
space because I don't care about embryos?
Dude, you're like, what? Why are you talking like a tough guy, dude? You're like built like a.
Literally,
I'm not gonna
like
body
like
shame.
I'm
I'm
not
not gonna
trolling.
body
I'm
shame.
not
I'm not
trolling.
gonna body
If you
shame.
could infinitely kill embryos, I wouldn't care. If you could press a button that infinitely would kill embryos, I still wouldn't give a shit.
That
Wait,
wasn't said in the
wait.
conversation. There was nothing said about
If they did embryos, I still wouldn't give a shit.
Ryan,
It was not
Ryan,
about
listen,
embryos or
listen,
anything.
Ryan, listen.
Jesus
I
Christ,
have to
bro.
go in a second.
Holy.
I have to go in a second. I might come
Thank
back.
God. Thank fucking God. Let's
Nice, man.
go.
Can I ask a
Let's
question real quick
fucking
though?
go.
Do you support IVF?
Ryan really cares about the sperm he kills, by the way.
Jesus Christ. Okay, just leave. I don't even. No,
Do
leave.
you support
Please leave.
IVF?
Please leave. Please
I don't
leave.
think he knows what IVF is.
Leave?
Do you know what IVF
No,
is?
Chris, leave. Chris,
Do
you
you know-
said you gotta go.
Do you know what
gotta go.
IVF
Hey,
is?
hey, don't waste your time talking to me. Don't waste your time talking to me.
I
You
don't
gotta
think
go,
he
man.
knows what IVF
No, you
is.
gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go.
So
Please, you
can
gotta
you
go.
tell us what IVF is, Ryan?
I will when Chris leaves.
Okay, actually, first, can you tell me where in the human body conception occurs?
Uterus.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ,
No, it's the
man.
fallopian
Oh,
tube.
Jesus, listen,
Jesus
Parker, I'll be
Christ,
back.
these
I
people
appreciate
want to restrict
everybody.
people's access
I
to
know.
abortion.
I appreciate everyone being so supportive, Parker. You're the man. Thank you guys so much. I'll be
course.
around.
You
That
actually
was
leaving?
low key. That was low key. Yes,
Bro.
fuck, yes, yes.
Dude, Ryan, you're so weird.
I'm weird.